So the UFC White House card is this weekend. I'm going to be breaking down the whole card, starting off the list. Diego Lopes versus Steve Garcia. I'm going to go with Diego Lopes on this one. Am I very confident in this pick? Not really. I am a little bit hesitant because Steve Garcia is actually a good fighter and really not that bad. It's just my problem with Steve Garcia, he could get chinned early, and that's my biggest worrisome because Lopes could crack, and that's my only issue with Steve Garcia picking him, and that's why I'm not going to do. I'm going to pick Lopes in this matchup because even though like Lopes does get simple in moments and kind of throws the same combination, recently he's been mixing it up on the feet, and he has been shooting takedowns as well, which I like a lot because if he's shooting takedowns against Volkanovski and also Gene Silva, I feel like he's at least able to like to put a threat in Steve Garcia's head, or like, oh shoot, I don't want to get taken down by this guy because what if he gets my back, or end up in a weird scramble where like Lopes will get like a submission. So like if it's not working well on the feet, I think Lopes will shoot and get a submission in round 2. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Lopes is going to have troublesome early on the feet because Steve Garcia is going to be doing his thing, and then like Lopes shoots the takedown after Lopes like has like a flurry of a moment and then gets the takedown, gets him down, and subs him in round 2. That's how I think the fight's going to go. Rear naked choke, round 2, submission victory for Diego Lopes. That's pretty much it. Now moving on to the next one. Bo Nickal versus Kyle Daukaus. This matchup is kind of tricky for me. I'm not going to lie to you because I was kind of confident in Bo Nickal, but now recently, I don't know, Kyle Daukaus is a dangerous test and is kind of on a win streak that's pretty decent. He knocked out Michel Pereira, knocked out GM3, which, well, I'm looking back on it, it's not really the craziest wins, but knocking out Michel Pereira is impressive, and I don't really think Nickal is going to be able to do that to Michel Pereira. I think that fight is a little bit tricky so for Daukaus to do that is kind of impressive. So I don't know though. It's just I don't believe in Daukaus takedown defense as much as I need to like pick him, you know? Like if it's like very obvious that he has really good takedown defense, then maybe, but the only thing that I would worry for is like when like Daukaus is straying like chokes or something. That's the only worrisome from Daukaus when it comes to the ground for me. But maybe you could have good takedown defense, shove Bo Nickal off and like land his strikes and actually like maybe put Bo Nickal out on the feet, because I do think Kyle Daukaus on the feet is more dangerous than Bo Nickal is. So if Nickal can't get it down, it is troublesome for him. So I don't know though. I think Nickal should get this down on the ground. I think he's going to have troublesome in the first round. He's going to get hit a couple of times, not get the initial takedown, but then he's going to shoot again, and then he'll get down Daukaus and sub him around through 2-ish. I think so. Like if he doesn't sub him in round 1, I think he will sub him by round 2. And I think he's going to get an arm triangle choke in either the first or second round, late or middle in round 2. So that's pretty much it. Now moving on to the next one. Mauricio Rufy versus Michael Chandler. I'm going to go with Rufy on this one. I think most people are going to pick Rufy because Rufy does have good counters and he should be able to knock out Chandler, especially at this stage of his career. But I do think Chandler is a little bit of a tricky some matchup because Rufy does back up against the cage a lot, and there is a chance where Chandler could catch Rufy how he caught like Dan Hooker. Like you guys remember that sequence where like Dan Hooker was just moving against the back of the cage and he got caught? I could so see that happening, or like Rufy getting out grappled. Like I could so see that happening, but at this stage of his career, Michael Chandler, like 40 years old Michael Chandler, I can't pick it, man. I really can't. Picking Chandler to fight smart is like picking a dog to be clean or something. I don't know. I didn't have a good example off the rip, but I'm just saying, like, it's like expecting a pig to fly. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen that Chandler is going to fight smart in this matchup. And I don't think he will. Like, I think he probably will get down Rufy for a moment, but he's going to go for like a big slam, waste a lot of energy, and then that will end up him getting finished in round 2 probably. And that's probably what's going to happen. But I'm going to go decision because on verdict is more points if it goes to a decision. So I'm going to go Rufy decision here because there's more points to it than going a finish. Because I think most people are picking Chandler getting finished in round 2 or early, you know? So I'm going to go Rufy by decision, even though I think finish is most likely. I'm going to go decision in this matchup. So moving on to the next one. Josh HOKIT versus Derek Lewis. I'm going to go with Josh HOKIT in this one. Am I a bit worrisome that like Lewis could catch him in like a moment where like, I don't know, HOKIT is throwing up the middle finger or trying to be goofy or trying to be funny? It could happen, but I don't know. it's not rare. It should be more rare than it should, but I don't know. Lewis doesn't really get those big wins that often. I know he got a Volkov win. I know he got that weird Francis win, and I know he knocked out Blades, but I think HOKIT is going to fight smarter in this matchup because he's not really going to risk getting KO'd by Derek Lewis like right now, where he's like 42 years old and he's old, and even if he beats HOKIT, I don't really know what's next for him. Like, I don't understand how he got this big of a jump of a matchup, but I understand it. They want him on the White House card. They want him to be... Like, if Lewis wins, it's going to end good either ways, whoever wins this matchup, but it will fail as like a prospect and HOKIT, and it's gonna kind of go downhill, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Lewis is gonna get taken down. I do think HOKIT is gonna shoot in this matchup. Like, don't get me wrong though, I don't think he's gonna like shoot immediately when the fight starts. I think he's gonna like play around the feet for a bit, like the first minute, then shoots the takedown, gets down Lewis, subs him around 2. I do think he's gonna get a submission victory here, round 1 submission by HOKIT, and then that's how the fight ends. That's how I think the fight's gonna go. Maybe like, I don't know, if HOKIT like just strikes for Lewis, even though he could win that still, why risk it? I think he will fight smart in this matchup. I think so, but you never know. Some fighters just fight dumb. But even if it gets to like a brawl situation, I think HOKIT would still win. So I'm gonna go HOKIT by submission round 1. Now moving on to the next one. Sean O'Malley versus Amin Zahabi. I'm going to go with Sean O'Malley to beat Amin Zahabi here. I do think Zahabi will be tricky some in the first round because Zahabi, I don't know, he kind of fights like Strickland. That's the best way I could describe him, Zahabi, because he fights so weird and his guard is also kind of weird and he just kind of walks you down in moments. I don't know. Zahabi just trips me out for a bit. I don't know if he's really tricky some, but he looks tricky some to me because I'm like, what the frick are you doing out there? But it works. He's on a win streak. I do think he will be tricky some in the first round, but I think like in the middle of round 2, like the good half of it, I think O'Malley will start to pick him apart a bit, start to make his reads a bit, and just kind of like do his thing. Even if it goes to like a decision where it's close, I think O'Malley will still get the decision. So like I think Zahabi has to put him out cold. So I don't really see Zahabi doing that. And I think O'Malley will finish him in round 2 because I think he has more ways to win than Zahabi when it comes to the feet. So I'm going to go Sean O'Malley I'm going to go second round finish with like a knee or something, or like a good counter. Like, I think that's how it's going to go. I think O'Malley's going to catch him with something, either with a knee or like a good counter, and put out Zahabi, and O'Malley gets a victory here. So I'm going to go O'Malley second round finish. Now moving on to the next one. Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. I'm going to go with Ciryl Gane here. I know it's a crazy take, but I'm going to go with it. I think Gane can get this done. The way with Pereira, the problem is, the only thing I worry about with Pereira, I do think he could catch him. And if he catches him, I think Gane will go out cold. Or not out cold, will just get finished. But I kind of believe that Gane could get this by decision. Mostly because of his lateral movement. He has good jabs, good straight punches, and Pereira does struggle with people that throw straight punches, move laterally, like an Izzy, Ankalaev as well. Like, these people give him struggle, and I think Gane could do that. Plus, Gane is bigger, he is faster as well, and I just think he's going to do his thing for all 5 rounds. It might be tricky some because, again, he could get caught, but I don't know, I think Gane should get this done by decision. That's my pick. I'm going to pick Ciryl Gane just doing his thing all 5 rounds. And even maybe mixing up the grappling here and there. And that's how I think the fight's going to go. Is it most likely? I think so. But it's just, I don't know. In my head, it's too perfect for Alex Pereira to get a 3rd belt. You know, that it's just kind of that type of circumstance. Like, some stuff is too perfect for it to happen. I don't see him getting a 3rd belt. So I'm going to go Ciryl Gane winning by decision. So moving on to the next one. Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. I'm gonna go with Ilia Topuria here, but Gaethje could make it tricky, man. Like, people forget Justin Gaethje is a tricky test here, but I'm not gonna go with it. I don't know. I might make a video how like Gaethje could win, because I do think people kind of underrate Gaethje a bit. I don't feel like it's gonna end the first. I do think it's gonna end in the second round, because I do think Gaethje is gonna have a decently smart game plan here. I do think he's going to try to fight on how he fought Poirier, be on the back foot, land low kicks, try to mix it up on the feet, like throw head kicks as well. I think that's one of his big weapons. trying to land uppercuts in the clinch and maybe even shoot here and there, especially after that Paddy Pimblett fight. So I do think it's gonna be tricky some, but it's just the problem is Gaethje does still get hit, even when he was trying to fight smart against Poirier, or even like Fiziev, or even Pat. Well, he didn't try to fight smart against Paddy, but I'm just saying he does still get caught, and I think Ilya will catch Gaethje, especially where like I think there's gonna be a sequence where they're ending in a brawling situation, and then Ilya just catches him because he's more accurate on his shots and puts out Gaethje in round 2. That's how I think the fight's going to go. I think the finish is going to happen in round 2. I think Gaethje's going to look decent early in the first round, but then when we get to the second, Ilya kind of makes his reads and puts him out cold. That's how I think the fight's going to go. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this White House card because this is a really good card, and I can't wait to watch it. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy your day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and God bless all of you, and that's it.